MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning, Scotty Ray and Candace. Monday as we move into the 70-degree mark. It's going to be hot. 92 is what we're expecting.
Yes.
Not as hot as next week when we get 97.
Yeah. It's going to be a really hot next week for sure. So.
Yeah, 20% chance this afternoon of some wet stuff coming out of the sky, but not anything big. And that'll be late into the afternoon. Mostly sunny today for the most part. A little bit of showers popping up there in Arkansas is what I'm looking at on Meridian Honda radar this morning. Nothing bad, though.
Yeah. Always best to get your yard work done early or real late.
Yeah.
Then you'll be fighting the horseflies and mosquitoes late. So.
And I understand now why people used to wear the long sleeve shirts and go outside working. It catches that cool air.
Yeah. But, I mean, those things are vicious. Horseflies this time of year.
Right.
You don't even have to have animals around. I mean, they're going to attack you.
So
just walk outside.
Before somebody else asks, I guess I have to go out on the limb and be that guy that has to ask.
What?
What's up with the little black dress today? What is Candace up to?
It was, I don't know. I didn't have to really iron it.
Now, I've heard this from ladies through the years. And any truth to it that black is supposed to make you look slimmer? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it does in a lot of cases.
I better go get me a Johnny Cash outfit then and just constantly wear that.
Goodness. But yeah, it's just a comfortable dress. So it was quick this morning.
So she's comfy. That's what we're finding out there. Mm-hmm. I hope everyone is doing well. We've got a lot of folks already up and stirring. Good morning to Terry. Terry Lott, glad to see you there.
Mm-hmm. Debbie McGibbon, good morning to you. Ann Murphy, good morning.
A lot of folks there. Miss Joyce. And Shirley Sharp up at Beatline. She's up getting some coffee today.
Donna Sims is in Philadelphia watching this morning.
Mm-hmm. Love to hear from you.
Lita Joe Horn, good morning.
As I mentioned, if you get some great pics of something that you like, send it to us. We'll be glad to share. We got some Hawaii pictures this weekend, also of Mount Rushmore. Some folks on vacation there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people heading out for vacations right now at the beach and in the mountains. And
Candace is going to send me one from Bassick City. She's going on vacation.
Where am I going to Bassick City?
Going to park the camper in somebody's front yard and pretend it's somewhere else.
Yeah, have a staycation at your house. Yeah, but no, we're going to go to the beach in July, so we'll probably burn up.
Which beach?
Just down by Gulf Shores.
Yeah, that's pretty. Gulf Shores.
Yeah,
all through there, Gulf Shores, and then Biloxi. Anywhere along in there, you'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
good to see the ocean every once in a while.
A lot of people are camping though. It's a lot more people camping now than it was probably a year ago. Seriously.
Yeah, that's picked up. It's been an uptick in it. Mm-hmm. Let's see a few things that we want to bring up from over the weekend that we got. We got several shots reported in the Meridian area last night. Mm-hmm. If you're not up to par on that, well, let's talk about it a few minutes. Let's pull up a map. The first reporting that I had last night was over on Mosby Road, where it joins Westgate Drive. As we pull this up and we go here. Here we go. If this is just off of Highway 19, if you follow Mosby Road, Westgate Hills Drive, right there. Gunfire reported in that area. Now, there, I didn't get anything that was hit or damaged or anything. No one hurt. But that was early on. We got a report of that. The next one we would get reports of, and this is unconfirmed because I have not had a chance to track down the Meridian Police Department this morning to confirm what I was told, but it's probably pretty close to it as we pull the map back up. Highway 19, right in this area here off of 19, reports that an apartment complex was struck by gunfire last night.
Goodness.
A couple of 3 rounds possibly could have hit it, but no one was hurt. That's the good news. As we mentioned last week, sometimes our people with guns are just not very good at what they shoot at. Thank goodness.
Yeah, well, it's just it's becoming too common. That's like on a daily basis.
Now, this next one, we have very, very rare occasions that we ever have reports of any gunfire in this area. And I paid closer attention to this, and this is one of the ones that I want to know more about today as daylight breaks, and we learn of this in the country club area. 1840 in this area up here, 1800 block of Country Club Drive, reports of shots being fired last night just off of North Hill Street. Of course, here's Northwood Country Club sitting here, and this would be right down from there. Reports that the possibility of a home was struck. And again, let me repeat, that's unconfirmed. It's pretty close to it, but I haven't gotten the details on that. Somebody was in the bushes by somebody's house and reports of gunfire. So let's hope this has been resolved and we'll know more about it before long.
Somebody is going to get, they're going to mess with the wrong person one day.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be the end for them. So.
Now, with that being said, now this morning, let me go back here. I got an early morning report. Let's show this from the webpage here this morning. This is on King Road, the 7800 block of King Road, a report of a car being broken into this morning. Now, I do know that they have gotten a pistol out of that. They got in, took it, and ran with it. Now, the next thing with this, and I don't think this has anything to do with that one, but over the weekend, let's pull this up where you can see this. We go back here, and we had 2 subdivisions that were hit by the same type, what's the word, memo or same type situation. I'm not saying exactly what I had in my head, but Eagle Point and also at Woodview Estates. Woodview Estates is just off of State Boulevard. If you go down North Hills Street and dead's in there by the old Dixie gas station and take a left, it would be right down on the road on the right.
Okay, yeah.
Now, with that being said, it was numerous cars, and what caught them? They got arrested.
Good.
It was juveniles, 3 of them. They took to running when the police got after them, but they caught them back over by Sam's, is where they located them. Cameras. They got a picture of the car with the tag number. That helped them track down. They saw the car, and a foot chase commenced. They were taken into custody. Hopefully, most of the property was returned. But over at Woodview, I'm hearing at least 10 cars were broken into.
I wonder if they got their stuff back.
Yeah, that's good. I hope they did. Over at Eagle Point, at least 2 cars were broken into. It is just getting to the point at night. If you've got anything valuable, lug it in the house. And I know it's a pain. You get off work, you're tired. It's your car. You shouldn't have to do that. But if you want to keep it nowadays,
I know,
lug it in.
Because they'll bust the window. If they really want it, I mean, they'll bust out the window.
Yeah, a lock is not stopping anyone. A lock is only for honest people. May have to get one of those. Remember those teacher bags that the teachers used to tote, had all their books in?
Oh, yeah.
You may need to get one of those, transport your goods back and forth to the house.
That's right, yeah.
It's just senseless.
I wouldn't keep anything of major value.
But pistols are at King Road, a pistol gone this morning. And then what do they do with that? They take that and then go rob and steal and shoot other people. And if you don't report it, then it's your gun on file that is involved in some type of crime. So if your gun is stolen, always report it. Try to keep up with your serial numbers where you'll know on this. Now,
take a picture of it.
Yeah, there's 2 ways this has been done, Candace, what I'm heard. We've got the bicycle bandit guy that rides around on a bicycle. But this bunch at Eagle Point and all of that, what they're doing is being dropped off, 3 and 4 people that scatter out through the subdivisions with backpacks. And so they come up to your car, fill up everything they can, dump it in a backpack and run. That's their MO. Is that the word for it?
Yeah, MO.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think a while ago. But protect your stuff. You work too hard for it.
Yeah, I can't stand a thief. I'm just telling you. I always used to say I'd rather somebody just slap me across the face and steal from me. That's just or lie to me. I just can't stand it. But they're gonna mess with the wrong person. And the bad thing is like these juveniles. Even if they're not like a career criminal, I mean, somebody could shoot you dead in their yard. I mean, don't even take that chance. Everybody's got cameras, too, nowadays, just about.
Yeah.
Not every single person, but most people do on their house.
Denise said a good thing to do that is to keep your extra set of keys to where you can hit an alarm panic where that alarm goes off. And it does scare off criminals if you hear something.
I know that, I know people have panic buttons in their house, to make their alarm go off, even if the thief or the person trying to break in the house has not actually opened a door or window or something, that you can mash the panic button and make the alarm go off.
With that being said, I had someone ask me this weekend, do they make an alarm to say if somebody, like a dog thing where your dog goes out and it shocks them if they cross that line? Is there such thing as if someone crosses a line in your yard that you could have some type of alarm go off like that?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm trying to describe there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be
I guess
something
there
under.
is. No, there is certain things like people can have an alarm thing that you can run over, or if you
In the
walk
drive.
over it in the driveway. Yeah.
But like, what I was asked this morning was, is there such thing as somebody crosses your front yard in the middle of the night that's something to wake you up or wake the neighborhood up, so to speak?
A big dog. big mean dog.
Dobermans and Rottweilers seem to have that special touch with unwanted guests.
That's right.
It's amazing how that works. Put somebody in the wind.
Might leave a mark. Yeah.
Yeah, they might. We got more on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. Y'all don't rush off. We got more to tell, more to see this morning. And, well, you're making a big portion of it. Thanks for it. Love to hear your comments this morning.
Yeah.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rock House 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North. Spring is here and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Accidents happen, but getting you everything you deserve may not happen without an experienced law firm on your side.
From the moment you call, we go to work.
Investigating responsibly while keeping you updated constantly.
We're available 24 hours a day, so don't wait.
For more than 30 years, we've helped get our injured clients' medical bills paid
And fought to get them the most money possible. Remember, one call, that's all.
Miss Jane Hathaway is giving us pointers, also known as Jan Bushman. She timed the police. What did Jan say that she had done?
She says she has a loud alarm system, also keeps the panic button thing by her bed.
That's good.
She accidentally set it off one time and let the police was at her house in 3 minutes.
You do
So
remember
that's
that scene from the Beverly Hillbillies where she calls the cops and she times them in Beverly Hills. 2 minutes, it's a record.
But there's a lot of people who put stuff up like a laser fence. I've never
That's new to
don't know
me.
what that is. A driveway alert that lets you know if somebody crosses it.
Les says motion detector. Get a foghorn, it's loud. That is loud.
Right, yeah.
Especially if someone ties it to your chair and you don't know it and you sit down on it. Oh, yeah, that's been done in many an office there.
I've seen videos of people playing jokes on people, scaring them with them. Those air horns.
But I just got an update on that, and the neighborhood there on King Road, and this would be at the stop sign where it meets Windsor. The neighborhoods down through there, it looks as though there's been several cars that have been broken into overnight there. I got a call into Ward Calhoun. Hopefully we'll get more information on this very shortly as to what has happened, how many homes were hit. So if you live anywhere in that area, go out and check your cars now. Well, you could wait till 9.
You know, it used to be where you felt like if you were out in the country, you were safe.
Right.
And now it's like they're moving out our way, moving out.
Don't leave your house open like the good old days, or your screen where you can feel that cool morning air. It just isn't safe anymore, is it?
It's sad to say that, you can't do stuff like that anymore, but you can't. You even feel unsafe trying to help somebody if they're pulled off on the side of the road,
Until our justice system changes the way it's done, and we don't have people, you watch all that in L.A. to where everybody, no matter what they do, is just, you feel like they're turned loose.
Right.
Until we get a very hard stance on crime in our criminal systems, none of this is going to deter anyone from not doing it. Because they think, I'll be out in a few hours.
But I think people are aggravated with
Yes.
it. I don't recommend taking the law into your own hands or anything like that. But I do feel like there's going to be people
They get fed up with it.
They're fed up with it, and they're going to mess with the wrong one. Like I said earlier, it's just inevitable. It's going to happen because the law can only do so much. They can't be everywhere at one time.
Only so many of them. There's a lot more
Right.
criminals.
Yeah.
Next thing that we look at this weekend, and I mentioned this, I think this morning, at 6:30 of watching as gas prices soar. There's more people that are learning that exercise is really not all that hard to do instead of wasting $5 a gallon gasoline. Bicycles are everywhere. We had another incident this weekend. No one was majorly hurt. It broke a leg, from what I'm understanding. Someone was bumped by a car as we look at this, as they accidentally walked out. Don't know how it happened, but this was the area of 19th Street. From people that were watching at the scene told me they thought maybe a broken leg. Can't confirm that, but it looked like it. So keep that in mind as you're out and about traveling to make sure someone doesn't walk out in front of you.
Speaking of gas prices,
what you seen?
Well, it's like $4.50 almost, or some places are $4.50 now. Diesel's even $5.30 a gallon, I think. Yeah. You can go online and you can put, like, you can Google places that you would want to go to get gas, and it will tell you the current price before you even go. So you can shop around, if you want to say that, before you even go to get gas. But everybody on average is pretty much, I pulled up the averages of the nation, of state by state.
Yeah, and, hey, when you Google here, the good gas stations say, hey, no one's been shot here in the last 30 days.
Yeah, feel safe. But yeah, it's crazy. There was one service station, and it was $4.29 a gallon, and everybody else was like $4.50.
Yeah, that's a major difference.
Yeah, that is a major difference. So
especially when you got a 36-gallon tank.
Right.
And you feel...
Look, getting gas for the lawnmower. We went yesterday to get my mother's
25,
gas.
30?
For a 5-gallon can of gas, or crazy.
Didn't go far.
To cut your yard.
And you think about these guys that do grass mowing for a living, their expenses have skyrocketed, and that's why you're having to pay more for your gas. And this was brought up as you look at all of this. You look back over the last 2 years of what's gone on in the United States, to where you can't hardly get a new car. Every car lot you pass by that sells new cars, there's very few there if they have any. Why? Well, it was that computer shortage. Well, you can't get them. Y'all think that's coincidence when you tie all that in with electric cars and the big push on that and fuel going up all at the same time? It makes you go,
I know. It's
sounds
crazy.
fishy.
Yeah.
Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, do I have proof to back all of this up? Could I stand in a courtroom and testify I know this? Absolutely not. But I call that good old Southern instinct. That's what I call that. And I really think there's something to that.
Oh, yeah, it is. Looking at gas prices, California was the highest. It was like almost $7 a gallon. But, talking about stuff on purpose.
Yeah, you brought this up to me this morning, and it kind of ties in with, we don't have any computer chips. How many places over the last year did you tell me that you saw?
I did not count them, but it is such a big list of places that are like meat packaging plants from February the 5th all the way up to the present time. I mean, it's been
just
tons.
Countless.
Look, I'm just like, I don't know if you can see my screen, but look, it's like a line.
What are you doing in that picture?
Of places. That's not me. Look, it's a line of just a whole list of places that's been burnt to the ground. Now, there's not a coincidence that just this many. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just think that has to be on purpose. And they're talking about food shortages, and it's onion processing plants, meat processing plants. There was a chicken processing plant, dairy, creameries.
And with all that being said, it does give you that, also
Right.
that list that floats around of people that were close to the Clintons that are no longer with us.
I mean,
Makes
it's
you
just,
go,
yeah. Stuff like that. It's not just there's not that many accidents. I'm sorry. No.
And speaking of, we'll learn about that as we go this morning when we get into 8:30 of things that happened in history. Oh, boy, I'll tell you about it. He's one of those that brought some things to light that makes a spark in today of a few years ago. We'll talk about that in a fire. Oh, this weekend, this was something that Meridian was plagued by this. And I want to remind you, we're going to see more of this because it happens every summer. Structure fires, abandoned homes, all throughout the weekend. The Meridian Fire Department, those boys didn't get a break. They didn't get to go to bed Friday night into Saturday morning. Even down to the Salvation Army box truck being burned in a warehouse.
They've had the worst luck with trucks.
I know.
One was stolen. I don't know if that was ever found.
I think she got away with it.
Yeah.
Paulding Street, we had a lot of fires. And it's primarily abandoned homes that people go by and most likely throw the match to.
Right.
Sometimes they catch them. There's no security cameras. It's usually somebody that brags to be caught on these things. But it was a rash of that. If you see something that looks a little suspicious, call. Let the police department know about it, whether it's county or if it's city.
Yeah.
We don't need people running around doing things like that in the community, do we?
No.
Not a bit there. There was the Paulding Street one. We also, and I think in the end everybody's going to be okay. But I bring this next subject up for kids that are out for the summer, teenagers or however age it is, whether it's a golf cart, whether it's an ATV or a side-by-side. Be careful. We had one turnover on Fellowship Road yesterday. I think they got a few nicks and bruises. It could have been a whole lot worse, but that did happen.
That is scary. Several years back, I came upon a wreck where a little teenage girl was riding a little motorcycle, like one of those miniature motorcycles. Somehow the thing got out of hand. She wrecked the bike and was laying in the center of the road, just laying there when I came up on it. It was right out here too. It was scary. You're scared to death. You don't know whether to move them, and they're right in the middle of the road. But just be extra careful. I think she was a guest at one of her friends' houses and got on the friend's bike, unfamiliar with how to ride it.
Yeah, and how to stop.
And so that's scary.
I don't know if you remember this. This has probably been 10, 12 years ago. We had that incident to where there was a cable across the road and a child was riding an ATV. And I say a child, I don't remember the age, but they ran under a cable that was stretched across the road, and y'all know how that ended.
That was years back, yeah.
It's been quite a few, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But that is forevermore stuck in my head.
But this is just something to think about. If you have ATVs, motorcycles, whatever, and you have children, and those children have guests come over, I would not let them ride it if they are not familiar with it, or if you don't have some kind of a safety,
right,
rules and stuff out there. It's just scary. Kids will jump on stuff unfamiliar with it and have a wreck, and some of them don't make it. It's scary.
Take care of those babies is what we're trying to say there.
Sure.
Another thing that happened this weekend, I got up bright and early Saturday morning. I think it was around 4:15. I got somebody called me and goes, "Hey, somebody just ran through a house. You ought to come on down." So I got dressed and tried to find a cowboy hat, and that was kind of rough because I couldn't see straight. And out the door I went, and I went down to Poplar Springs. And here's what I run up on. By the time I got there, they were putting it on a truck. This is right next to Pickford and Corey, if you'll see the sign next to them. Right there is where the car ran into the home. Now, there were reports of this car weaving in and out of traffic and running through some other yards on the way there. I think it ended up being a medical emergency that they had, and they just had no control of what happened. And then here's the car after it was loaded onto the
I wonder if they were the road across from there and just went straight.
Yeah,
across.
that's what they done. They come up. But what was it, south of the border that used to be
Yeah,
there?
it used to be right there on the corner, right down from Little People.
Went straight. And into the house they went.
Goodness.
That's the bad part about living at a like a T or a dead end road.
If I'm not mistaken, too, that's apartments in that house. Yeah, several apartments in that big house. But yeah, that's scary. I'm glad that they were okay.
It kind of like there in Philadelphia where the guy ran through the house that night and hit the little boy.
I wonder how that little boy is.
I haven't heard anything lately
on that. That was awful.
Yeah, if anybody from the Philadelphia area knows that, a few months back.
Yeah.
When that went on.
He had some extensive injuries for sure and was having to have surgeries and stuff. So we'd like to know how he's doing, hopefully better.
The state games are in town. Now, over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of games and a lot of activity as parents move into the Meridian area and take up the hotels and attend all these sports events. As we go to the Facebook page, everybody showed up for the big turnout downtown Meridian for the official ceremonies of the state games. As we take a quick peek at that, the police were everywhere. They had everything secured, and this was kind of the scene around the corner there. Cops taking place with this, and big turnout. Music. Jimmy Smith was even there.
Okay.
Gave a little speech.
Yeah, we went and watched some baseball games Saturday over at the Northeast Park. They had lots of teams in that. And
right.
It was nice.
All types of people. Here's some more of them as they make their way around to the center stage there, and that's the crowd that was gathered to watch it. But a lot of fun had by all. Mm-hmm. It was warm.
It was a hot day. We had a breeze though over there where we were. Thank goodness, it wasn't that bad under the cover, and a little breeze going. But those boys get out there in that heat and play baseball, and they got all that gear and stuff on, especially the little catchers. They can get too hot in a hurry, So,
Y'all think about the nuns too, because boy, that's a hot outfit. Or a monk. I'd hate to be a monk this time of year. Have you ever thought about that?
No, I haven't.
I mean, somebody's got to do the weed eating over there.
I will say, no, I haven't. I haven't sat around and thought about the monks and the nuns, but
controversy.
We hope they stay cool.
And I bring up religion, and here's the controversy in America today. And I'm not sure if everybody's aware of this, and I've seen it locally. There's been a few churches that have pulled out from the United Methodist churches. Yeah. 70 pulled out this weekend in Georgia alone, and it's their stance on LGBT. They've backed away and pulled themselves away from that. What you've got to understand what these churches are doing with the United Methodist Conference is, unlike the Baptists, where the Baptists own their own church,
right? The
Methodists own that building. If you become a member and join the United Methodist Church, it becomes the property of the church, and it is no longer the community. So all of these people,
the United Methodist, right?
Correct,
right.
And that's the key word.
And they can decide who they want your preacher to be, instead
Correct.
of you deciding who you want your preacher to be.
And if you pull out of that, they take your church and land, and you have to go start a new one
or buy it back.
Yeah.
If they offer it back at their price, right?
Yeah,
because the way I know that, I had some customers who were going through that situation, and it was a church that had been in like their community for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had roots put down in that church for sure. And
of
a lot
people that give the land, that donated it to it, and then your great-great-great-grandfather gave this to the church, and then all of a sudden, you
have no control over anything that goes on, which I think is a sad situation.
It is, but sometimes you have to draw a line of what's right and wrong that is your way of thinking, and if someone else crosses that line for you, you've got to go, no, I don't believe in that. And we're not going to do this.
Yeah, because so many times nowadays people just kind of go with the flow, and they just go along with it. And even though they don't like what's going on, they keep their mouth shut, and they kind of. And I think you don't need to do that.
That's right. Like getting spaghetti for supper and you didn't want it, and if you just sit there and don't say nothing, the next week you're going to get it again. This is brought to you by the Committee to Stop Spaghetti Suppers.
You don't like spaghetti?
I like it every once in a while.
We had spaghetti the other night.
It's just one of those things you chunk it in a pot and it's not special.
Quick ain't always special.
That or a tuna fish sandwich. If you don't speak up and they throw that tuna fish on you and that's all you got to eat.
Now I'll have to agree with you about the tuna fish now.
I'm just trying to help others. Those that have the small voices that aren't speaking up and have to eat that meal every night.
If it smells like something's died, I really don't want it. I'm sorry.
But tuna fish is good.
Yeah.
You don't like it, period. Do you?
I used to eat it because I had to when I was younger, and
you don't throw Miracle Whip off in it, or maybe a little blue plate, and you can go on about your business.
I just can't. At work, if somebody's eating in the break room, you walk in and go, "Woo!" Let me walk back out.
You had noticed how Candace will bite that bottom lip and when it's something she don't like. I've watched you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You even go to chewing on that lip, and I think,
okay.
She get angry
again. Note to
again.
self: don't bite your lip no more. You might know you don't like them. No. But anyway, so I don't like tuna fish.
And just say no to SpaghettiOs. Gosh. That's one of those smells that makes me want to leave the kitchen.
Look, I'm biting my lip.
A few things to point out this morning.
Though a lot of us are guilty of this. Parents, my husband and I are trying to eat better, and then we have our son that he is used to eating pizzas and spaghetti. I mean, stuff that's quick.
Right.
After a long day, you just want what do you want? You want pizza? Okay, I'm popping it in the toaster oven.
It's quick.
Right, and because you're tired after a long day. You start cooking at 6 or 7, you don't eat till 9. I mean, that's why we getting
I get it.
A little round around the edges.
And, I've been overdosing lately on Gatorade, where I had been drinking just water. I've been way more than I should. And that'll you don't even think about Gatorade being.
I know.
But I got to slow down. Terry Shelton's making a prediction. I predict microwave meals in your future.
Yeah, me too. That's a good one, Terry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Keep on, Scotty Ray.
You have to tell the truth after.
Crackers before it's over with.
I got to get I think it's going to be 32 years that she's been that lucky this year. I have to look into that, but I think it's been that long. It's same meals year after year. I'm just trying to help other people, especially if you're just getting married. Say no to it now.
Peanut butter and crackers might be in your future. Of course, now, you got to watch the peanut butter. So is that,
Peanut butter.
The Jif, is that a resolved problem now?
I think so, yeah. It was a certain batch and all of it's new out there. Yeah, you can go back to your peanut butter so long as it ain't old.
I hope so, because I had to get a new brand and it was awful. Awful.
Having a switch. You're one of those.
It was like, I don't like to switch my peanut butter.
Like tar?
Yes, I thought it was going to bend the knife trying to scoop it out of there. It's
so
dry,
now we know
nasty.
that there's certain ones that just smooth and comes out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we know. We don't have to wonder anymore. Scotty Ray and Candace.
Report. Yeah.
Already 8:30 this morning. The day is flying by. Coming up, we're going to take a walk back in time and see if you remember any of these things that have gone on. That's on the way next.
At the Promised Land Journey, Pastor Bill Freeman will be your tour guide through the world of the biblical times. Roughly 3,000 people take the tour of Lauderdale County's recreation of Moses' Tabernacle, a tour of Christ's crucifixion and burial tomb, as well as a bird's eye view of first century Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Schedule a free tour and consider donating to the Promised Land Journey located at Covenant Life Church, 624 Highway 19 North in Collinsville.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rockhouse 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin today. And Rockhouse will be in with us tomorrow to talk about their 10 years in business. Boy, it doesn't seem like 10 years.
Gosh.
Janet's been gone 10 years? Lord have mercy. Ross and the gang are here, and they'll tell us about some of the specials that they've got going on. Don't forget, as you watch, there's several ways to join us. You can watch us here on television, MeTV. You can follow us on Facebook, and also a hidden secret. We're on YouTube, folks. You can like, subscribe, and then follow. It gives you an option should you get locked out of something else.
Right.
They don't want you to come back for 30 days or say anything or you can't see. It's an extra way to view.
If you have a smart TV, though, and you can't get MeTV, you can always go to YouTube on that.
Throw it up on the big
Sam
screen.
Media Network.
Have somebody smart come over and hook all that up because I couldn't do it. I always have to call for help. I say, how do I do this? And then there's a button on your phone. It's called the smart something. Like if you're looking at your pictures and you tap one, you can take the TV away from everybody in the living room. Just saying.
Oh, really? I bet they're happy with you at that point.
Because I take pictures of weird things. Like if I can't read it good, I don't have specs, I'll take a picture where I can zoom it up. So
Me too. I do the same thing.
Odd things. All right, let's go back and take a look at a few things that went on today in history. This I'll never forget. These two old boys, they were just nothing but good old boys. Who remembers Joe Stampley? He's having a birthday today. Born in 1943. And, of course, you can go back and remember, Hey, Mo, Hey, Joe, some of the big hits, and You Always Leave Me Holding the Bag. One of the biggest hits of Joe being his own was If You've Got 10 Minutes to Fall in Love. Anybody remember that? Really?
Oh,
Where he's sitting at the bar, an old girl sits down, and he tells her how pretty she is, and they get to talking, talks about the pictures of her kids, and she's falling for him. Then she makes the mistake and asks him if he's married, and he goes, well, she don't love me. It was a perfect country song. Y'all listen to it today. And, of course, he had I Cheated You Right Out of Me. But Mo and Joe, boy, they were really it back in the day during the 70s. They made several appearances at the Temple Theater way back when. Also, June 6th, we never forget, D-Day. This happened on this date back in 1944. Always remember, a bunch of our men and boys lost their lives on this day. It would be 1968, just 4 years earlier. I think it was 4 years, or was it 63? that we lost John Kennedy. And then in 1968, on this date, we would lose Robert Kennedy. He died from the gunshot wound at that speech. And if you've ever watched that one, that entire thing is recorded live, and you can watch him just slip up and pull the trigger on him. The Kennedys were taken down during their prime, without a doubt.
That family had just nothing but tragedy.
Oh, it is.
I mean, through even the later years.
Chappaquiddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that might have been their fault there.
I mean, they've had all kind of stuff with John Kennedy Jr. and
Yes.
even the uncle that had the car wreck. Remember that?
Yeah,
had
I
the
forgot
woman
about him.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Chappaquiddy.
Oh yeah.
Chappaquiddy.
I didn't know about that name. Sorry.
But his fault. She was left there for 2 hours to die. There's no other way to disguise it. That happened. The family kept it hush-hushed.
Goodness.
Did he get any jail time? No. 1971. Okay, I'm going to switch gears. I could tell that was you were really losing interest on that one.
No, I mean I remember the story. I just didn't remember it by that.
1971, it would be the end of an era. This guy ruled television every night. If you were anybody and you wanted to have your musical career make it, you had to be on the Ed Sullivan Show. And in 1971, it finally came to its end. He reigned for years at nighttime, though. Elvis was there, made him the Beatles, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
You ever wrote a love note to anybody?
I mean, we'd pass little notes back in school.
Check
in the
yes
day.
or no?
Yeah, the little boxes. Yeah.
Well, Dolly done that, but it became where everybody knew about her little love note, and it was 1974 that it would be released as a song. I'll Always Love You hit radio. My, what a song that has really taken off, and a song that was made for Porter Wagner as she was leaving his show. She felt a little guilty, and she wrote it about Porter. And then it would go on to Whitney Houston, which made the song 10 times bigger. It was known worldwide by then. It's a shame that Whitney didn't get to do Jolene before she passed away.
Yeah. I don't know if Whitney would have sounded
I
right.
think she
singing
could have done
Jolene.
it. Oh, Jolene. She might have had to change the name a little
She
bit.
might have had to slow it down a little bit.
Whitney had an incredible voice. It's a shame that we lost her.
Yes.
As we look at other things that happened on this date, and other forms of music and people that were born on this date, 1974, and I know this guy, he really has a great voice. He has a bad habit of cussing in his music, so, well, I don't listen to it that much. But when he does one that's kind of country flavored, he's got a perfect voice. And
The Piggly Wiggly of Collins.
whoop, 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 come back here. Uncle Cracker.
Yeah, it wasn't Joe from the Pig.
Yeah, Joe. Why did you do that? But Uncle Cracker, of course, he redone the Mickey Gilley song from the window up above. He, talented guy. He
It's
just,
an odd name, though, Uncle Cracker.
yeah, it's a nickname.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what.
Oh, I mean, I knew it was a nickname.
But it has to have some reason behind the nickname. I don't know what that is. He was, Kid Rock gave him his start.
Okay.
But, yeah, and I cannot name, what's the song about the swim through your veins like a fish in the sea? I know you're married, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
Work with me here. That's the biggest
don't know.
Uncle Cracker song I know.
I know what you're talking about, the swim through your vein. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the name of it. Something Drift Away.
He done Drift Away. That was a good one, too. When he focuses, he can do great stuff. It's a shame for somebody with so much talent to waste it on music that, well, you can't play in front of everybody. I'll word it that way. But I'll think of the fish in the song saying, 1978, it premiered. And I think it's still on television today. Who remembers the debut of 2020 with Barbara Wawa back in the day?
I do.
She was a young thing then.
All of them were young. But look, before you take the picture down,
Yeah.
the guy right behind her next to Geraldo Rivera.
John Stophanopoulos, isn't that his name? John
Is it
something?
Stossel?
Yeah,
Is
that may
his
be it.
name? Anyway, does he not look like the man in Sleeping with the Enemy that Julia Roberts, wasn't that her husband? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
The
didn't watch that
obsessed
one.
husband that
Sleeping
wouldn't
with
leave
him?
her alone, and she had to fake her own death to get away from him and all that stuff. If you ever watch the movie, he looks just like the man.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that
Scary.
one. Sleeping with the Enemy. I have to look it up. A good thumbs up one?
It was a good movie. Yeah, it was kind of scary though.
We got the name. Debbie Alexander, and also Amanda comes in with Follow Me. Like a fish in...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Love that song.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You can toe tap to that one.
Yeah.
2020 back in the day. Forever, country music would be influenced by what was going to happen at movie theaters tonight. The picture that I'm going to show you would be the poster child of that movie. Countless hits would come and come. This movie is still played today. And what am I talking? Urban Cowboy hit theaters today.
Maybe they need to make a new version of the Urban Cowboy and use the John Travolta.
Yeah, he could still do it.
Yeah.
More cowboy hats and button down, and the little snappy things on shirts were sold, all because of this movie.
You remember when the embroidery on the back,
Yeah.
That was big too. Yeah.
Bill's got a few of those shirts. I need some.
I think they're neat.
Gilley's is no more, though, and it made Gilley's the largest nightclub in the entire world. And it would go until Mickey Gilley got into an argument with his partner, and it'd be no more. Then it would burn down.
Yep.
But it was big. Charlie Daniels, and the list goes on and on of people that premiered, that were in that movie. It was huge. 1979, we would lose a great. Well, you're not going to know his name. His name is Jack Haley. That means absolutely nothing to you. But after I show you this picture, who remembers the Tin Man? He passed away in 79. Must have been a big deal to get that part.
Not too long ago, my son, we watched this movie camping. It was the first time he'd ever seen it.
Really?
And it was really neat because I was like, now pay attention to these three guys in the beginning of this movie because you're going to see them again, you know.
If I remember correctly, Buddy Epson, also known as from the Beverly Hillbillies, Uncle Jed, was going to have that part. He put the suit on and got a major reaction from it and couldn't play the part as the Tin Man. And this is how this man got it.
I loved The Wizard of Oz. I remember every year when it would come on once a year.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Sure do.
And it was so exciting when it would go from black and white into the color, you know.
Yeah.
It was just really neat.
Oh, we got people that said they've been to Gilley's. They had fun there. 1981, you'll remember this show. Remember the movie, TV show, Taxi? Well, it was the cover TV guide on this day. He could never speak English, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, and I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I couldn't understand him either.
I'm like...
He had that little kind of whiny voice, too.
1983, James Bond was released to movie theaters, and I'm not going to attempt to say that because I could say it wrong. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Odd name for a movie, but hey. 1988, another big movie would come out. And I think, no, this has already happened. 2002, on this date, this movie was released.
This was a great movie.
Yes.
If you like action movies and suspense, it's good.
Now, what I never understand is people that play the parts of this that make major money of taking down people with guns and ammo, and then in real life you find out they're really against guns. And you go, well, how can you, if you're against it, how can you take a movie part portraying someone that's good at that?
Right.
Always makes you scratch your head. He's even got a home in Mississippi, I'm told.
He needs to go to one of those towns and walk down the street at 9, 10 o'clock at night, just unarmed, and see if you against guns after that, buddy. Yeah.
2013, I hinted at this a little bit earlier. We would find out what a lot of people suspected, but not at the level that it truly was. Somewhere right now, he's in Russia sitting in a hotel room, and he can't leave the building. Why? Because he told the truth.
Yeah.
He worked for the NSA, and he told Americans what really went on, that they were monitoring every move that you made, every phone conversation that you make is recorded. They do watch you. Edward Snowden told it all. Some look at Ed Snowden as a traitor. Others look at him as a hero. Will he ever be pardoned? It's not likely. And he sits and can't see his family for the rest of his life. And he knew that before he told all that information of the risk and what he was going to say and what would become of him.
So he's just in a hotel room.
Cannot leave it. Russia has given him exile to stay right there. If he leaves that building, he's in trouble. He can't go anywhere. That's a tough way. Some look at him as a patriot.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel? I'd like to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we wake this morning up and get your day started, we hope it's put a smile so far on you, getting something going on. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply is open today. Matter of fact, they opened up the doors this morning at 7:30. They got a lot of lures. We got a great time to go fishing this afternoon between 6 and 7.
All
Make
right.
sure you're out fishing. Get you a lure or a new rod and reel. Take a kid fishing. Make somebody's day. Of course, as always, they got pine straw and sod and anything that you may be working on that deals with all of your potting and flowers in the yard. They make it look great, easy. They'll tell you how to do all that with the right products to make your plants grow great.
Yeah.
T-shirts, if you're needing anything for the back porch, they've got that, including all these nice chairs that are comfy, hats, overalls, anything you may need to work with, including boots, comfortable ones on top of that. See them. Anything for your pet, including corn. Well, if you need some horse and cattle feed, they got that also. Take care of your fields. Guns, ammo, a whole lot more. You'll find them at exit 151, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop by and visit with them today. You'll be glad that you did.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Fresh blueberries, $3.39 for a pint. Georgia peaches, $1.99 a pound. Fresh strawberries, only $3.39. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Certified Angus beef chuck roast, $3.79 a pound. And certified Angus beef top sirloin steak family pack, $5.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
A police officer called to tell me that my husband had been killed in a car accident. I didn't know what I was going to do. That's when a friend told me to call Richard Schwartz.
Losing a loved one is always devastating. I'm glad we were there during this difficult time.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. You had an update.
Winnie Bartley said that there's some bad news that Willie Nelson has canceled his concert that was going to be in Brandon, Mississippi, and he will not be doing that at all.
He's not going to reschedule it either.
No. So his health is failing fast.
So we wish Willie the best as he gets over that. And that was the second time he had canceled because he had COVID, and then they moved it, and he's still not better. So we hope he does get better there.
Yeah.
Really, one of the last legends that are out there. There's not many of them. I saw where Alan Jackson pulled out a CMA Fest. Don't know why, but he's not going to be performing there. Todd Tillman is. I did see where Todd, our hometown guy, will be in Nashville for that.
Okay.
I bet you'd have to go near and far and deep to find a country song being played at that event. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
True country. Yeah.
Well, there's country music, then there's whatever Nashville is giving you these days. We see headlines today out of Kentucky to where an officer has lost his life. We pass along condolences to him. As you dig into this, they let the guy who was arrested, they let him out to have a smoke break, and he had a hidden gun on him and killed a deputy. They took down the person. Other deputies took him down immediately. Still doesn't change the fact that one of our officers have lost their life. Yeah. Washington, D.C., monkeypox. The very first case could be detected there. Hope Joe is far away from this. Next thing you know, he'll be telling us to put on a mask and run from that.
Says there's 25 confirmed cases.
Nationwide.
Okay.
Another thing that is happening here, and I brought this up jokingly. It's no joking matter, but it made me think of Carrie Underwood and what she done to the old boy that cheated on her with the truck where she scratched it up and beat out the windshield. This girl took it a little differently. She took it a step further in Indiana. She put one, and I don't know what they look like. I need to get edumacated. The air tags that people are putting and following. Yeah.
Tracker thing.
What do they look like?
I don't know what they look like. I just know that they're putting them on vehicles. And I don't know if they can track you by their phone with that or how they track you with that.
Yeah, it's through a phone.
But
It's kind of almost like a GPS device. Girl thought her boyfriend was cheating, and she stuck it to him. Chased him down to a nightclub. And lo and behold, he was in there with another woman. She took it pretty serious. She ran over him 3 times before he died.
Oh, goodness.
I
don't know if I would run over somebody, but I'm going to tell you, I would not be a happy camper. No. Would not be a happy
What was
wife.
that old country song? It's a cheating situation. Didn't work out too well for him.
It wouldn't work out too well for my significant other if I found that out.
It didn't.
It'd be awful. So.
Let's see here. Bill says that Marty Stewart's going to be at the Ryman this Wednesday night with real country music, including Emmylou. That will be. Send us a picture if you happen to make it to that. Let's see here. As someone also mentioned, Denise did, about Edward Snowden. It's same as a prison hotel room.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I can't imagine not being able to leave the room.
It's like Julian Assange. Of course, the United States is trying to get him exiled back. He's still holding on.
So this Snowden guy, was he a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, he worked. He worked for the NSA, which tracks anything that people do against the United States. He had a very high level job of tracking bad guys, and he got to watching just how bad the United States were lying to its citizens about what they do to the average Joe that had no idea, and he spoke up. And that was just one of the things of them taping all of your phone calls.
I mean,
every phone call, and on your cell phone, you make one. It's recorded.
Is that not against your rights in some kind of way, like privacy?
That's what Ed thought.
I mean, don't you?
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
absolutely.
So how are
But
they getting away with doing that?
It's the government. And so he had to, and he's released so many other things, and some, again, look at him as a traitor. Others look at him as a patriot of speaking up for the common guy that had no idea what was being done. It's for you to read, look it up, read about that, and you decide what you think about Ed. I think he's a pretty good
Since he's
fellow.
kind of there and can't leave, he needs to give us all pointers on how to look up what the government
he's got an iPhone.
What conversations they have.
You need to follow him. He's got an iPhone. He sits there and he releases stuff. Now, do I think that his way of politics is probably different than mine? Yeah. But I think he done what he felt convicted of what he ought to tell people.
Yeah.
Look it up. Follow it. We have someone that has been fired, and they should have been. They should have been fired immediately. A 911 dispatcher, if you'll remember what happened in Buffalo, the shooting that happened in that store. One of the employees called 911 and said, we've got a shooter, and they hung up on him immediately. Why are you whispering?
Why are you whispering? Because they were hiding from the gunman.
That's a very special job. It takes a unique individual. And when I say unique, and I say this because they deal with the absolute worst every day of everybody's problems that call them. I'm in trouble, I need help. They hear it over and over, and it's a lot to have to go home and deal with in your mind. And then you have somebody like this that could care less. She's been fired. No word yet if charges will be made against her. It should be.
That's awful.
Top Gun is still raking in the cash, and everybody that sees it says that it is the perfect feel-good, make you glad that you're American. $291 million has come in through the door so far.
That's big. Big.
That is huge. So congratulations to Tom Cruise for doing the right thing there. Amber Heard, we've heard so much about this with Johnny Depp. He's out doing rock concerts now, and the crowds are getting bigger and bigger to see Johnny. People like Johnny. It's kind of like being held as the guy. Oh, what was it? Don Jr. Tweeted this weekend. Maybe the first man ever to prove that a woman was wrong. Go ahead. As we find out where she's claiming, her lawyer says that she cannot pay the $13 million if you subtract the two, that she can't afford to do that. But all during the trial, she was spending $22,000 a month to rent a home. Now, again, I said rent. Right. $22,000 a month. You got to remember, Johnny was letting her and all of her friends live in his homes, and he paid for absolutely everything. She had life made, and I'll leave it at that.
She's disturbed. So
we got a bit of a good news. One of those that makes you feel good that there's still good people in this world. And we talk about The Rock now.
Yeah. He surprised his mother. She's 73. She got a brand new home from her son. He surprised her with it.
What a gift to give your mama. Oh, wait a minute. That's an Elvis moment, isn't it?
Yeah. He seems so nice, though. I mean, so thoughtful. Because, I mean, just like him buying, wasn't it a truck that he bought the man who helped him out when he was... Yeah,
when he was poor and didn't have a place to live, he took him in, let him stay there as he was a wrestler trying to make ends meet. That does make you feel good. Dwayne seems to be that all-American guy.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Not many of those out there that are like real big movie stars and, think of other people instead of thinking about themselves. So.
And one of the few people I know that's still around kicking that said something ugly about Hillary. She's scared of him, I think.
Goodness.
Let's talk about Godwin Cleaning Services. If you've got anything dirty, I want you to talk to these folks. They can do it from your swimming pool, just getting those stains off of that. That happens. Sometimes you let it go too many months without cleaning.
Right.
Well, they can take care of it. If you've got a big building that you can't reach up to, you've got a 2-story home or a business, they do this every day, including drones that fly up, take care of it. You'll see that. You'll see tin roofs, easily done. Pecan trees. Boy, look at the stains that they put on a roof over a period of time.
That's right.
Just a simple way to get it taken care of. Your driveway. This is one of the most common things. It doesn't take hardly any time for them to come clean. Get you on a schedule once, twice a year to have your home clean. Your windows. If you've got an office and, you just don't have time to do that. Back porches. Don't fall down. Don't slip on this old slippery, slimy stuff. Let them clean this up for you. Matter of moments there, they'll have you back in business there, including your steps.
Right.
All the way to getting your billboard or maybe your scoreboard clean where you actually see the score again. They do that. And a complete roof change there without spending the money.
That's right.
There.
It looks brand
washed up.
new. Brand new after that.
Godwin Cleaning Services. They're located here in Meridian. Call them at 601-253-8262. And, of course, they've got a power washer, and they're not afraid to travel. Talk to them today. They'll take care of you there.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
I got the most difficult phone call you could ever receive. My husband had been in a car accident. He was hit and killed by a distracted driver.
Mary, losing a loved one is always devastating. I'm glad we were there during this difficult time.
So were you a big Bon Jovi fan?
I did listen to Bon Jovi back in the day.
And, of course, I only know the name Bon Jovi. I didn't know enough about the group, but the bass player passed away, a guy named John Such, over the weekend.
Okay. I didn't know the names of the people in the band, but I did listen to the music. So,
let's see. We go to Atlanta for our next headline today. A rapper shot dead in Atlanta. That's all too common when it comes to rap music. They just seems to attract that type of violence.
let me say this really quick. I know we don't have much time, but if you are planning on going down to Louisiana anytime soon,
where the black trees grow,
just be, yeah, I guess so.
Voodoo woman.
Yeah, be careful. I had a friend of mine was leaving out of New Orleans yesterday to get on the interstate with her kids in the car. There were people blocking the road.
Why?
There were people doing
remember
the situation around Jackson not a while back where they were doing donuts in the road. Okay, they were hanging out of the window with guns, doing donuts in the road and blocking the road. So just be aware.
What area was that in now?
It was right outside of New Orleans, getting onto the interstate, coming back to our town. So whatever that area is,
headed back towards Slidell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just be careful of, when your GPS is taking you a certain situation. She was able to stop, back up, and go the other way. But
I hadn't heard about that.
Things like that are going on. So,
hey, we want to remind you of this. If you're in the Miami area today watching for any reason, don't go swimming. Mm-hmm. Why? Oh, yeah, Alex came through, and, there's raw sewage everywhere. 12 inches of it. It's all in the water there. So don't go for a dip today. Wait a few days before you go back out. They're working on cleanup on that on aisle 3. Hopefully it'll be cured before long there.
Goodness.
Let's see. Crime just continues. And I brought up, we don't have time to go into this, but a 12-year-old kid robbed a gas station. That's just bad. Michigan
12.
is where that...
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, that's horrible. Things like that even happen, but it did, and that was in Michigan. Let's see what else we've got. Mayor of New York is encouraging people to go ahead and smoke your marijuana. We're going to make it legal next week, or next month, rather. Where has America gone? And it's illegal right now, I'll remind you. Just small thoughts.
Yeah.
As we seem to turn our back on what has made this nation. My thoughts, you may not agree with me.
I can't stand the smell of that. It seems like everywhere I go out in town or something, I can smell it. I don't know.
I don't know enough about it.
Different areas. Anyway, it's not legal, folks, yet.
Marijuana, for medical purposes, I understand. And, of course, they make pills and they make different things for that. But
not recreational use.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. We want to say thank you for dropping by and spending some time with us. We're coming back tomorrow morning. 8 a.m. is when we'll be here. We want you to be a part of it.
That's right.
We forget anything?
I don't think so. say. But we hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: